hot, greasy bags and tease me.
Oh, that stench. Oh, how it lingers.
Good evening, race fans. Urban Pirate here with Black Flag E-Racing TV. And it's Thursday night, which means we are back for the Open GR3 European Championship. And hopefully everybody's tonight is in a European car. Apart from the European Mazda, which is no longer a European car, as we've established. So I think that we should probably have a look and see what's occurring. First of all, I think that we need to have a look at is current standings. Let's take a look. So that's where we currently stand. Alpha is currently in the lead in the AMG Mercedes. Where is it? Let's say let's get it up. Let's get all the information on where is Alpha. I've seen them out there today. I think this is the pits and red. Very, very vibrant colours on that car. Currently leading with 48 points. Yes, I can see it. I think it's 48 points he's on. I will bring it up for myself to see what's on. Yes, the Alpha is on 48 points. Wendigo's I've definitely seen him in the pits as well. Wendigo is rocking the McLaren 650S. He's on 44 points. We're going to round 3. Avalon in third at the moment. Avalon, you know what car he's in. Avalon is always in the Porsche 911 RSR. Guy, race number 3, currently in third place on 28 points. I've seen him. He's there somewhere. There he is. He is also rocking that McLaren 650S. Really popular, that car, with the Lithuanian guys. Loving that 650. Cool Runnings joint 4th place. I don't think he's running tonight, so we won't see him increase his points this round. Audriox, where are you, buddy? There he is, Audriox. He is rocking the McLaren 650S as well. Currently sitting in 6th place, 26 points. Joint with VR46 in the 911. There he is, in that 911. We're yet to find out. There's been a little bit of a BOP nerf on the 911 today in the update, and I will have my little rant about the update in a minute. Wiggy he was in the bag of spanners. That's Audi R8. He was so enamored with it, he wanted to change to the F-Type last week. But decided that he does like the R8 now and has gone back to the R8 with that lovely M&M. M&M is in the chocolate and not the whitehead wrapper livery on that car. G-Mac who last week drove the European Mazda. There he is. He has gone for a much more European Jaguar this week, the F-Type Jag. Decent car. Tanas, I don't think he's racing tonight. He is 10th the joint with Arminis. There is Arminis there in that Volkswagen Beetle. That's a great motor, that Beetle. I'm loving the livery on that. Really cool. Still joint 10th place with 16 points. Kevin in the AMG GT3. Where is he? There he is. Just coming back out onto track with the Mercedes livery. Kind of half Mercedes, half police livery on that car. Currently on 14 points. Old man Jay's not racing tonight. He's joined with Aussie Rooster. Don't know if Aussie's out there. Doesn't look like Aussie's racing tonight. Aussie would be in the F-Type if he was. Bruce Tripp's on the 911. So there's our runners. Fizz Rockus, not raced with us on Thursday before, does race in the Saturday series. So looking forward to seeing what he can churn out tonight. Timosius also hasn't raced on Thursday before, but did race in BFeR on Saturday. So we know this guy's quick, but he does pit an awful lot. We'll see how he gets on. So that, I think, is all of our running riders tonight. 12 runners, 12 riders, all out there on track. So next, I suppose we should really have a look and see who is have a look at track, the run around the track, should we say. So shall we go on board stuff? Let's just start with that. So Barcelona, you're coming up the straight and you stay to this left hand side. You're looking for that little board, that little orange board there. So when you brake, you get turned. You need to stay relatively wide because you want to turn this in and kind of drift out to the left A little lift. You look for that pole. As soon as you see that pole on that power, just be brave. Let the car drift out to that left-hand side, right over onto the green. You go under the bridge, on the brakes again. Again, getting turned in. Late apex here. Before you get on that power, again, letting it go to the left-hand side. Straight pull over to the right. You're turning it here. Now, this is the key corner of the two here. Turn down to first gear. Get that rotation on that power, right out to the left side. Very late apex there as well. And you start, sorry, on the right, so you stay on the right hand side at the end of the rumble strips, bang on those brakes, get it turned in, right, left, you should be full power. And then here you just need the slightest of lifts, slightest do those. Like here he actually changes down as well, and then you can use all of that road to head down towards the slowest part of the circuit. On those brakes, 100 metre board, you want to be nice and tight here so you can get on the power early. You let it drift out there to the right hand side. You go left on the brakes, turn. It feels like forever. Then you see that little strip there on your right. You get on that power, head down towards the chicane, and you get turned in nice and tight. And then here you want to change right down into first gear. You want to point it straight forward and get as fast as possible on that power to complete a lap around Barcelona. Good evening, Rollies and Manvi. How you doing, guys? Good to see you. So there we go, there is a lap around Barcelona, and that is a 1:43.6, which is currently the lap good enough for pole position. Wendigo with a 1:45.0, so quite some way behind at the moment, 1.4 seconds. Alpha, he can't see his fastest time. Fizz Rockhurst with a 1:45.3. Tamosius, we know he's quit. What's he got in the lock? He's doing it out lap in a minute. We'll come back and have a look at him soon. There's Wiggy. He's back in this R8. He obviously feels confident this R8 has got what he needs. Wasn't very good around Goodwood, but we'll see how it turns out here at Barcelona. Premise of this obviously is European tracks all the way through. Double bubble when you're driving your car at home. There are no Spanish cars, so there will be no double bubble points today for anybody. There is Guy. Guy is in the McLaren 650S. No representative time up for me to look at there. And Dariukas. There we go. See if I got that right. He is just joining us. He is in the. Oh, you're running. I'll tell from inside the car. That's the Corvette. That looks like a Corvette to me, which isn't a very European car. I think someone should probably point out the fact he's in a Corvette, which is not European. Guy's got loads of read, man. European Championship. There's Arminis. Arminis in that Volkswagen Beetle. The inside of that car looks gorgeous with those colour changes on the gears. He haven't got time off for him either. On Shadow, obviously, we've got time for him. Aldrich, there he is, 13th runner. Two more, we've got another full lobby, guys. Is there any more coming in? We're about 10 minutes away from qualifying. So, we've got 10 minutes, so I'm going to have my little rant about the update today. So, the things that need changing most on the game at the moment is the lobby system. There's bugs in the lobby system that need fixing. There are certain functionality within the lobby system that didn't port over from GTS that need fixing. And the best thing come out is bringing out 3 more cars and 4 different shapes of this track. It's just not on, guys. I mean, you're a multi-million pound company that are basically just finding ways to fleece the single player. You're catering to the 15-year-olds who play this and want to get 100% so they can get a trophy and shove to their mates on PlayStation Network. It's absolute bullshit. You need to pull your fucking finger out and realise the top guys on this game are all leaving. They're leaving for iRacing. They're leaving for Assetto Corsa. They're leaving for even Race Club or whatever it's called. These guys are leaving because you're not giving them what they want on GT7. So, and I hear a rumour that on the 29th of this month you're shutting down the lobbies on GT Sport. You haven't fixed these fucking lobbies yet, and you want to shut down the lobbies that do work on the only other game you've got. So what my recommendation to you would be is, if you're going to shut down the lobbies on the 29th, make sure on the 28th you fix these fucking lobbies. Right, anyway, rant over. Moving on. So, we are round 3. We're at Barcelona. Awesome racetrack. This is Barcelona. Awesome racetrack. Let's go into the pits. Good for me. yeah, if he's not signed in, he's not one of us, then he can absolutely do one. I assumed Dariukas with that name was one of the Lithuanian guys, but I could be mistaken. So if he doesn't belong here, then absolutely kick him. He's quite welcome to sign up. He's got 7 minutes to join our Discord, sign up and get in the right car, or he can disappear. But it looks to me like he is. I don't know if that SRT is the SRT for that particular car, or he is for a Shark Racing team. Could be, but his pace wouldn't suggest he's one of the quick guys from Shark. But there we go. Anyway, let's get off of this interloper. Only runner in the Beetle, Arminus GT. Good midfield pace from this guy. But at the moment, Alpha is the guy to watch. Alpha is the guy that's currently leading this championship. He did get double bubble points. No, he didn't. Sorry, he did get double bubble points last week because we ran out to Germany last week. I think, did he? No, we didn't. We're talking about Germany is next week. I think we're next week we're in Germany. In fact, I'm going to look it up just to be certain. But I'm pretty sure we've got that coming up. Yeah, so week 1 we had Goodwood. That was UK, so anyone from Jaguar, Aston Martin, McLaren, all got double bubble points. So then got a reverse Italy last week. Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, Lamborghini, nobody running any of those cars. So nobody got to get double last week. Spain this week, there are no Spanish cars, so no double bubble this week. But next week we're in Germany, where we've got BMW, Mercedes, AMG, Porsche, VW, Audi. So who will? He will. Wiggy will. Avalon, Shadow, Alpha, Fizrocus, Arminus, GMAC will not. Guy, that's the McLaren, so he's already had his double points. Audrox already had his double points. Kevin is in the murky will. This guy doesn't belong here, so he won't. And Wendigo, he is in the 650s as well, I think. Then we've got then we're at Spa, obviously no double bubble there. They'll just don't make cars, they make chocolate. And St. Croix seat in France for the last chance for double points for anyone running the Renault, Peugeot or Citroën. Then we're race 7 with Red Bull Ring in Austria, and the final race of this 8-race series will be the Deep Forest Raceway in Switzerland. And then when we finish the European Open, I think we'll move to Asia. Why not? We'll move to Asia and just do some Asian cars. Well, we can move to America, depends. So the problem is we're moving to America GR3. You've basically only got a Corvette. There isn't many American GR3 cars. But we'll have a look. We'll have a chat. We'll see what people come up with a plan. So at the moment, fastest man out there is Stormfly, 1:43.6. About 4 minutes away from race start. There's Wendigo looking to be the second. From the list, it shoots the second. And he's got his little tribute to me on the side of his car again, which very appreciative of. But it's a little bit creepy. We'll be having a look in the tree outside my house to make sure you are not in it. Good luck to you as well, Arminus. Loving your choice of the Beetle. Avalon Shallow, this guy, fuel saving master, hates BP and Shell and all those other fuel providers, and doesn't like to give them any money, and he drives like he is protecting that fuel in life. Quite hard on tyres though this track today. 5 times tyre wear, 5 times fuel. What else do you need to know about the race tonight? 50-minute endurance race, obviously. Be fastest first grid from this qualifying stroke session. Time is afternoon, time 6. Clement weather, just standard preset, SO1. People were saying they didn't like changeable weather conditions, so there is no changeable weather conditions here. Balance power is on, tuning is prohibited, boosters off of course, slipstream is real, damage is light, the off-track credit is real, the shortcut penalty is weak, everything else is off other than the pit lane penalty and the flag rules. Points wise, you get 25 points for winning and an additional point for fastest lap. You get nothing for pole position because that's the way I roll. second place get 22 points, third will get 20, and then it's 2 points less. Way down the order until 15th. So 13th will get 3, 14th will get 2, 15th will get 1, and there is no 16th because that would be me. And on racing, so I get 0. There we go. So all European tracks, all European cars. Finally, we're in all European cars. Other than that one interloper that joined us and is now, he's still here, but he doesn't belong here. But yeah, all European cars for everybody. So what's everyone's predictions? What do we think? I mean, look, we know he's quick. We know that Stormfly is very quick. I mean, if you look at that qualifying time, that's ridiculous. The 1:43.6 is a very, very solid qualifying time. Just trying to find a representative. Moses is very quick as well, 1:44.4. But I'm basing this only on the one race I've seen him in so far. He pits a lot, which means it's a lot harder on tyres and fuel than most. And that really cost him on Saturday. Will it cost him again today? We are yet to see. G-Mag's very quick. Now he's starting to learn a few of the intricacies of fuel saving. Will that help him out? Will he be quicker? At the moment, looks to only be 1:46.1, so still got some time to make up on Stormfly. But he's certainly up there in terms of pace. Wiggy, always good for pace if he can get this car dialed in. Obviously, Avalon Shadow, we know that he will be there or thereabouts. He always seems to find himself in the mix with the fuel saving. Lost out a little bit on, I think Saturday must have cost him a little bit. He just went, I think he went too fuel saving and the pace was just too much. And maybe it was worth pitting earlier there, but still very good anyway. Midfield runners, I think we're looking at Fizz Ruggers, Wendigo, Guy, Aldriox, all really good solid midfield runners, along with Arminis. Alpha as well, Alpha's very quick. Alpha is the current championship leader, and we know if he's given the opportunity to dial it in, he will be able to do that. So we are bang on 2030, so we are looking to start any time now. 1:44.1, Kevin, obviously, we can't talk about front runners without talking about Kevin. We know that he's quick. We know that he can put in solid times. He's still a little bit off the pace in terms of Stormfly, but looks to me to be the closest. Let's have a little look and see. Because I'm assuming that Avalon is the host. He is, so he should just kick him out. Bye-bye. See you later. Right, there we go. So we are ready to go. Right, what's the situation? What's occurring? Are we ready to start? Everyone seems to have put a time in. Don't think anyone here is still left to set a time. We've got 12 runners this evening. Let's hope for a couple more, but that was a good turnout. Good evening, Jason. How you doing, buddy? How's work? Hope they're keeping you busy, or not keeping you busy, or at least not for the next hour. That they're not keeping you busy at all. Yeah, so everyone's just got to exit back out and re-tick back in, as you would expect. I'm going to tick in, I'm going to tick back out again, just so the system knows that I'm alive and doesn't remove me from the room, because there is a couple of issues with that. Yes, the GR3 is very, very popular here at the moment. We know these Lithuanian guys like to race their GR3s. And they've actually got a GR3 tournament coming up in September, which I will be streaming live here on Black Flag TV and offering commentary too. Really looking forward to that 10 race series. It is going to be a absolute doozy of a race, I think. It's open just to the Lithuanian community, so really looking forward to that coming up. This week, what we got? Well, tomorrow we've got. I think everyone's returning to the same car series. We had a little break last week and we jumped over to Black Country GT riders. Don't think people liked it very much, the K cars. I think the consensus is most people will do the same, continue with them again, the same car series Friday night thing. For me, I think it's too serious a competition to go on Friday. I think Friday should be a little bit more fun, a little bit less serious, but yeah, it is what it is. Then Saturday, obviously, we're back to Black Flag bullshit, and we're coming towards the end now. We've only got 4 races left of Black Flag bullshit before a champion is crowned. Good evening, Nick. Good to see you, buddy. Just a quick word. Nick, who's just joined us on chat, is going to co-commentate very soon. I didn't realise he was ready to do it today, so I didn't have it set up for him. But he will be joining us very, very soon here on Black Flag TV. And if there is space, I might get involved in the stuff with the Lithuanian guys, little dual commentary thing. If there's room, of course. We don't know yet what the situation in terms of room and space. So, just waiting to start. I think that's it. Everyone's set a time. Don't know what we're quite waiting for now. Other than yeah, just waiting for everyone for the host to kick us off and get us cracking. It's a quick look at liveries. So we've only got that. That's a kind of very, very Lewis Hamilton Mercedes inspired livery on that AMG. His rockers has gone very, very basic. He stuck some green paint on and slapped a logo on the side, but yeah, hasn't put the sponsor logo on. You know, he saw it happen. Timosius has put the logo on the side, and that's all he's done in that McLaren. It's his first run in this tournament, so McLaren's absolutely fine for Timosius. Guy, what's he got on his motor? Can't see the sign of that. Oh, very laggy, his gear. Very, very laggy. Might have to be careful how much time we spend with him, because that is incredibly laggy. Let's have a look. Oh, it's Red Bull, that's what I'm going to see. GMAC has actually opted for a European car this time around. Gone for a British Racing Green Jaguar. Very cool. Still waiting for us to start. Where is he going? All over the place. Audriox. Gone for Wiggy's orange colours. There we go. We are finally underway-ish. That's the view I want. Let's have a view from the back. Now, I know what it's going to do. It's going to chuck me inside someone's car when the race starts, and I'll have to jump out to keep up with the action. But we will we'll make do as it happens. So there we go. We're on board with Arminis as the race starts. Is everyone away clean? It looks to be that they are. Avalon Shadows have got a good. Alpha had a good launch as well. Stormfly away. Kevin, Fizz Ruckus, top 3. Let's go here. So Fizz Ruckus makes a move up into turn 1. Kevin drops in behind Stormfly. Fizz Ruckus in 3rd. Wendigo slots in 4th place. Alpha slots in 5th. Not showing the initial place we saw from him certainly in round 1. Wiggy in 6th place in that Audi R8, getting a much better performance already out of the R8 than we've seen previously. Avalon tucked in behind, under a little bit of pressure for Timosius out the inside. Who's going to get the traction? It looks like the 911, better traction out of that corner. Timosius slots into 8th place. We did see G-Mac, or Guy, sorry, having a little look at Timosius. Is there a run on here? They're both side by side, they're in the same car. It's all about the exit. And it looks to me that Timosius just had the better line into that corner. I see G-Mac trying to make a move up the inside of Guy. Guy shutting the door on him. They're very, very close as they run down on lap 1 to the first of these big turns. And there is a penalty there on board for Guy. Audriox having a look as well. He's made a move on G-Mac. He's up into 10th place. G-Mac looking to take the place back, and he does with ease as we move into this section. But he doesn't have the inside line. Audriox does. Audriox retakes 10th place. That place has changed hands 3 times as we see him trying to close up on Guy. Guy's got a penalty to serve, which he will have to serve at the end, or about halfway down lap 2, should I say. So here we go, end of lap 1. Stormfly from Kevin, from Fizz Rockers, Wendigo in 4th, Alpha in 5th with a penalty to serve, Wiggy in 6th also with a penalty to serve. Avalon Shadow doesn't have a penalty. He should take both of those places further on in this lap. Tomosius also with a penalty to serve, with Guy just behind also on a penalty. Loads and loads of penalties picked up on lap 1. Audriox should benefit from those. GMAC in 11th. Arminis just behind him, putting him under some pressure in that Volkswagen Beetle. Aussie Rooster and jumped in right at the last knock-ins. Didn't see him coming, mate. Welcome in the Jaguar with his Top Gun inspired little rooster on the back. And he is trying to tack on the back of Arminis. It's going to be an interesting battle. Absolutely interesting battle. I'm going to jump out quick so I can get my other view. There we go. That's the view that I wanted. We can get a much better overview of the cars this way. That's what you need to sort out. Absolutely, probably trying to sort it out. Right, so we are on lap 2. Now, the soft tyres are causing a bit of a problem. The Rig Punisher. Yeah, it was a Dodge Viper, Nick. It was the, I know it was an American car, but he wasn't signed and he didn't belong there. But thank you very much for the Rig Punisher line. Very much enjoying that. And of course, I'm open for paying if anyone wants their rigs smashed up for free. There we go. So Stormfly in the lead, very punishing on the tyres. Now, was that a spin from Kevin? It looked to me like yes, it was. He's had a spin. He is tumbling down the order. And there he is, back on track in 9th place. That promotes Fizz Ruckus up to 2nd. Wendigo up to 3rd. Alpha is promoted to 4th place. Wiggy 5th. Avalon Shadow 6th with another penalty. Tomosius in 7th. Guy in 8th. And Kevin all the way down after that spin in 9th place. Just losing the back end of that AMG. He clearly been to the Pirate School of Driving. Down in 9th place. GMAC not getting the same performance out of the British Jaguar that he was getting out of the European Mazda last week. So, is he playing the long game, or is he doing a bit of fuel saving? Aussie Rooster already up from 13th place to 11th, and it is the battle of the Brits, the battle of the Jags, 11th and 10th, Aussie Rooster and GMAC. Who is going to win this fight? As we see Aldrich and Arminis moving to the back of the pack. Arminis in that Volkswagen Beetle. Did he pit early? He didn't pit early. So he's obviously had an issue as well. When we saw Kevin spin, he must have had a spin also. Aldrich just trying to tack on the back of Aussie. There is still a battle going on here. No one is getting set adrift at the back. What about out front? Well, Stormfly is already 3, nearly 4 seconds clear of Wendigo in 2nd place. Wendigo taking the place from Fizz Ruckus, moving up into 2nd. Fizz Ruckus just behind him, 7/10 of a second. Looking to try and tack on the back and use that slipstream as we come into complete lap 3, start lap 4. This is where the pit window will start to open. The tyres are already very, very angry looking. Which one are you talking about? The that Stormfly's one. Yeah, Stormfly's one's looking pretty good. It's not bad at all. The best 911 livery though is the one that the Megan Fox one that Paul Runnings and I run. It is a thing of absolute sexiness. So Fizz Ruckus in 3rd, just dropping off the back of Wendigo now. Wendigo starting to churn in the lap times. But we look at the state of the tyres. Everybody's struggling with these tyres, and we're only 4 laps in. The tyre wear really telling its tale here at Barcelona. Alpha as well. Alpha, that Mercedes really doesn't look after the tyres early doors. What about the R8? The R8 seems to be a little bit better. Wiggy up into 5th place in the R8. Avalon Shadow with another penalty to serve. Again on lap 4. I think that's 2. That's 2 penalties for him, certainly. Possibly even 3. But doesn't seem to be suffering as much with the tyres as Stormfly up front in that 911. Tomosius in the McLaren, as we see the back end of that slide. His tyres, it's only that sort of left hand side, the front particularly. But yeah, as I say, the pit window's open now. Anywhere between that 4 and lap 6. Depending on how brave you are on these tyres. I I think anybody is going to be thinking about the tyres before fuel here. Fuel not as big an issue as tyres are in this particular race. And obviously it changes race to race depending on the track. There's Kevin down in 8th place. He has managed to leapfrog Guy after his spin at the end of lap, I think it was the end of lap 2, wasn't it? That we lost Kevin from the lead pack. But he's certainly not down now. We know what he's capable of. He pulls into the pits. He's going to pit early. Alpha has also pit. They're both running the Mercedes. Let's have a look at what sort of pit time we are looking at. The Stormfly still in the lead from Wendigo. Fizzruckus in 3rd. Wiggy 4th. Tomosius in 5th. No, he's not. He's in 6th. Avalon Shadow is not letting him through. Tomosius trying to find a way past that 911 in the McLaren. But Avalon Shadow just putting the car in all the right places. Just hiding off Abraham. And Avalon Shadow loses the back of that Porsche onto the grass. Loses 5th place to Tomosius. Gets back on track in front of Guy. But Guy got the momentum. He's got the inside line. Guy up into 6th place. Avalon Shadow drops down to 7th after losing the back end of that 911. So both of them back out. I wanted to look at pit time. So pit's out. I haven't got a time for the pit. Just goes across there. He's gone across that pit penalty line. That's going to cost him 3 seconds. So didn't get a chance to see just how long it takes in those pits. But he is currently 5 seconds behind Alpha at the moment. So Alpha came out nice and early, but Alpha didn't fall fully, but there's certainly enough on board. They've both gone for racing hard tyres, although Kevin in last place with a 3-second penalty. That's not going to do his charge forward any favours at all. So out front, here we go. Here is Stormfly, VR46 in the lead in the 911. He pulls off to that right hand side into the pits. Does Wendigo follow him in? He does. Wendigo follows him in. Fizzruckus, he also turns in. What's Wiggy going to do? Is Wiggy going to go through? Wiggy is pulling in. Tomosius is pulling in. Everybody pitting this lap. In goes Guy. Avalon Shadow's like, nope, I'm staying out. But those tyres are looking dangerously red. Big risk. He's out in the lead at the moment. He's taking another lap. The wise decision on those tyres. Was very consistent up until that wobble on lap 5. So he starts lap 6. He is going to prove my pit window of laps 4 to 6 by being the only one. Actually, I say the only one. Aussie Rooster also being very brave. And I'd say with the state of that front left tyre being a lot braver than anybody else out there. Because that tyre, and there is only... Kevin is last because he had a spin in the chicane on lap 2. And him and Alpha pit early. That's why he's currently in last place. They went in on lap 4. Everyone else just pit lap 5. Phil and Aussie and Avalon have stayed out. But look at the state of Aussie's tyres. He has raced before. He's raced with Black Flag Bullshit. And he's raced in this tournament as well. He's mid-table. If you have a look at the table, he is on there. So talking about Aussie's tyres, I've got a friend who works at QuickFit, and if I took those tyres to QuickFit, he would use the time-honoured expression to say they're fucked. Avalon's not quite so, but they are also fucked. But these guys are very brave. To stay out on these tyres in that condition, bravery personified. But I'm not sure the lap times are going to be reflective of earlier lap times. And Avalon Shadow with another spin. Those tyres just not holding on for him. So staying out hasn't worked out too well so far. But he is going to come in now and get some fuel and tyres. So he's in. Aussie Rooster also going to be in from 2nd. Which will put Stormfly back into the lead. So Stormfly is coming around the chicane. He will regain the lead of this race. Currently 7. That's 7 seconds clear. Wendigo, he's out on the medium tyres. Wendigo on the hards, looking to go a little bit longer. So we're looking at probably lap. The pit window will be sort of lap 13 to 16 for me for the next lap, for the next pit stop. Wendigo, there he is in 2nd place. Wiggy will come through in 3rd place. He's gone for the softs, so he's going for a very, very short stint. So actually he will be in probably around lap 10 or 11. So a short 2nd stint for Wiggy. He's got Fizruckas for company. Fizruckas on a full tank of fuel with hards. Going to find it very, very difficult to keep up with him at this stage. Alpha in 5th place. Has worked his way right through the order. He was just in front of Kevin in 12th place after the pit stops. He's now up to 5th. Timosius in 6th. Guy is in 7th, 5 seconds behind Timosius. Avalon in 8th place. It looks to me that Kevin's had a bit of an issue with Ken back in 9th place as he lost the back end of that car again because Avalon Shadow didn't have a great lap 5. He certainly didn't have a great in lap 6, but he has still got out ahead of Kevin. Whereas Kevin came out, he was a couple of seconds behind Alpha, and there is Alpha, you see, in 6th place, way up the order. So Aussie Rooster comes out and he's in the 3-way battle with Aldriox and G-Mac at the moment, and loses out. He goes off the track, so G-Mac is through. G-Mac is through, Aldriox is through. Aldriox into 10th place, G-Mac in 11th, and he is looking at bearing down in that Jaguar. He's going to get some revenge of the Jaguar on the back of that McLaren, which is the best British car around the Spanish racetrack. And G-Mac says it's the Jaguar. Goes up the inside. Aldriox though switches round the other way. Has the inside line now. Aldriox retakes 10th place. Great battle between British cars here. And it's good to see British cars battling it out on any racetrack at any time of year. Big scrape on the side there on Aldriox. Has clearly not kept that car strictly on the beaten path. But is G-Mac going to make a move here? G-Mac side by side with Aldriox. Much better exit out of the final turn. Although Aldriox stays ahead in that McLaren. G-Mac just can't get the power down quick enough in that Jaguar. He's in the slipstream. Is there a move on? Is he close enough to make a move into turn 1? Is he brave enough under braking? Or is he going? Bear in mind, G-Mac, he's on those soft tyres. Aldriox is also on the soft tyres. So they're both going pretty racy. Now, they put quite a lot of fuel on, bearing in mind they're on the softs. They know these tyres don't last out. They don't last half a tank of fuel. So anything more than half a tank of fuel is a waste because your tyres are going to be screwed early doors. But these two don't care. These two are going racing. Aussie, he opted for the hard tyres. He's playing that long game. He's got Arminis for company. Arminis is just half a second behind. So back marker battles is changing. We've got some of the faster guys at the back now starting to duke it out at the back of the pack. And it just goes to show how much the pace is changing across the whole field. That anybody now, genuinely anybody, other than Stormfly. Stormfly always wins bloody races. But I think anybody now is in a position to win a race. They've certainly got some real pace. But Stormfly has got the alien pace. He is 11.7 seconds clear. He's on the racing mediums. He's got plenty of fuel on board. And he's got a 12-second almost gap on Wendigo. Just starting lap 9. We are just reaching the 15-minute mark of this race. That says that we are not far. We are 10 minutes from the halfway point. Wendigo, there he is. He's not comfortable in second. Wiggy putting a lot of pressure on in that R8. Remember, Wiggy's gone for the soft tyres. He's trying to gain track position in that R8. He'll come in much earlier than most of them on those soft tyres. Somewhere around, I think if we should expect him in probably around lap 12. Wiggy making a move up the inside into second place. Makes that stick on Wendigo. Wendigo can do nothing. His tyres don't have the grip that the R8 does. And there is Wiggy up into second place. Comfortably takes that second from Wendigo. So Wendigo dropping down the order. Can he keep that McLaren 650S in touching distance of second place? Or will he find himself dropping into the clutches of Fizruckas? These guys have great on-field battles. Great on-field battles. So Wiggy, they're just starting, I think, to pull away in that R8. Fizruckas behind. He's not going to close that gap with a penalty. Half-second penalty to serve. That will be served on the next lap, which will be lap 10. Timosius now 6.2 seconds clear of Fizruckas. Not showing the pace we saw from him over the weekend. He was incredibly quick on Saturday in BFB, and expected to see a similar pace from him today, but not so much so. Clearly this track is not one of his better tracks. Seems to be doing much better though in terms of fuel and tyre saving. So not the pit monster we saw on Saturday. There is Alpha in 6th place. Currently the championship leader, losing the back end of that Mercedes, as we've seen from Kevin as well. Clearly this AMG does not like Spain in any shape or form. There's Guy in the McLaren in 7th place, 2.8 off the back of Alpha at the moment. And we see in the distance there Avalon Shadow and Kevin having a little battle side by side. Kevin moves up into 8th place, up the inside into turn 1, makes that move stick. Avalon coming back at him in the 911. Avalon doesn't have the inside line here. I think Kevin's just going to hold that position in the AMG. But this is a great battle between these two. Kevin on the hards, pitted on lap 4. Avalon just going a little bit wide there, having a bit of abuse of the track limits. Avalon is also on the hards, pitted later though, 2 laps later. Good battle going on between the Porsche and the AMG here. Is there a chance up the inside? Avalon is not close enough. He's 2 tenths behind. Is the Porsche got that kind of traction out of the corner that he needs to pull him further up the road? Kevin just holding him off at the moment, but Avalon Shadow not letting him go. Bit more fuel on board for Avalon than there is for Kevin, but Kevin did pit 2 laps sooner than Avalon did. We move down the order, we look at GMAC. He is nearly 8 seconds off that battle, but is the best of the rest from 10th backwards. He's got Audriox 1 second behind him with a penalty to serve, and as he serves that penalty we see that gap open up, and the penalty spot here is pretty brutal. It's at the end of a relatively long straight, and you kind of don't want to be slowing down there. Aussie Rooster 3.6 off that battle, just starting to pull away from Harmonis in the Volkswagen Beetle. As darkness descends upon Barcelona, we see the lights coming on the cars. Excuse me. Drink. So Stormfly in the lead, 16.4 seconds clear of Wiggy. Wiggy now putting a massive gap on Fizrokas. We'll see Wiggy. We said lap 12. I think we can see him come in lap 11. He will be pitching out on those soft tyres, but he's already pulled out a 6.3 second gap in 2nd place. Really starting to dial in that Audi R8. I'm wondering if the update has really made improvements to that R8. Fizrokas will stay out. He's in the AMG Mercedes also in 3rd place. 2 seconds behind Wendigo, sorry, I can't believe it's called you Wendigo. I got that wrong for so many weeks and I've only just started getting it right. Wendigo in 4th place, 2.7 seconds back from Fizrokas at the moment, but comfortably ahead of Alpha. And now we expected Alpha in that AMG Mercedes to be much stronger here today, but he's just not been able to get the kind of pace we've seen, or certainly that we saw him get when he was in Goodwood. So he is currently in 5th place, and under pressure from Timosius in that McLaren, and it is England versus Germany all over again, just like it was in the beginning of the 1900s, just like it was in 1966 at Wembley, and just like it was in the Women's Euro finals just this year. The great England versus Germany. Great battle on track here. Is Timosius able to do anything here? And see Wiggy put into the pits, and the back end absolutely fishtailing like a slippery eel all over the racetrack as he tries to get on that power and after Alpha, and loses out. That gap is 2.2 seconds now, and he needs to start looking in his mirror, because there is another Germany versus England battle about to come in the form of Kevin 77 in the AMG. He is coming up behind Timosius at a rate of knots. He's bringing Guy with him as well. Guy is getting involved in this battle. Avalon Shadow dropping down to 8th place as we see Guy moving up the order. Aussie Rooster in 9th, closing the gap somewhat on Avalon Shadow. The gap to Arminis is 3 seconds. The gap ahead is 4.6 seconds. Arminis in 10th in that Beetle. Wiggy we know has pits. As we see GMAC in, we see Audriox in for the second round of pit stops on lap 12. So other than Wiggy, who we knew was going to pit early because he didn't fuel that much, Didn't expect to see everybody coming in that early, but they were all the soft tyre runners. Are they now going to come out on the hard? There we go. It's a wiggy on the hards. A lot of fuel on board. Aldrox has gone soft again. Is he being ultra brave here, running the softs for a third stint? Because he's going to be in again lap 18. And that is when a lot of people, that is just outside the pit window for the two stoppers. A lot of the two stoppers at that stage, let's say. So second stop is lap 15 to 18. Aldrox is looking at lap 17 to 18 for his third stop. G-Mac on the mediums, he'll run a little bit longer. He's got a penalty though. Not what you want to have on the top of your car when you're 6 seconds back and in last place. So how's this battle going on between Kevin and Timosius? As you see, Guy was off the track there, fully off the track. So the gap to Avalon Shadow has closed significantly. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. I think when they cross the line, this is going to be under 2 seconds. Guy just trying to get up to speed now. Avalon Shadow is at speed already. They crossed the line. It is going to be under 2 seconds as we go into turn number 1. He's not close enough to make a move though. But Kevin has been. Kevin was more than close enough. He's made that move on Timosius up into 5th place. And he's now off after Alpha. In fact, they're both after Alpha. That gap is less than a second. Timosius looking for a gap. Kevin looking for a gap. Alpha desperately holding them off. Wendigo 5.9 seconds up the road. There is no battle for Alpha to be had. Right now, Alpha can only think about what's in his mirror. And the only thing in his mirror at the moment is this. The AMG Mercedes of Kevin 77. Let's have a little on-board shot here. That's what's going on behind him. He's got 2 cars chasing him down. He's got Kevin and Timosius absolutely pushing him around this racetrack. Is the change in conditions, is that going to make a difference? Is the fact it's dark now going to make a difference? Kevin brakes much later there. Is he able to do a little switcheroo up the inside? Just a little touch. That's nothing more than a love tap. Rubbing is racing. And they come into the final sector. It is still Alpha in 4th, Kevin in 5th, Timosius in 6th place. And this is a great shot of them. And you can feel the pressure on Alpha at the moment with these 2 guys behind him. Any gap, any mistake, and they're going to whip through. And Timosius will drop down that order, maybe even into the clutches of Guy. And here we go. We are about to start. In fact, we have just started. Lap 14. Coming up to turn 1. Is Kevin close enough to make a move here? We have a look here. Doesn't look like he is. He pulls out to that right-hand side. He does brake a bit later. Not quite late enough. The gap is shut. Alpha not leaving any space to get through. This battle is going to rage on. Kevin on those hard tyres. Remember, they both went in around the same time. Alpha's tyres in a much worse condition. And Kevin does get through on Alpha. Those tyres on Alpha just can't hold Kevin off. And he will be coming into the pits, surely, at the end of this lap to change those hard tyres. It would be an early stop actually on lap 14 as well. He's only run 10 laps on those tyres. So Kevin has got a much better wear on those tyres than Timosius has. And we see, that Alpha has. And now Timosius, he's on those hard tyres as well. He's got a similar amount of fuel. Can he close up on this battle with the AMGs and get that McLaren into that fight? Certainly looks at the moment that Germany is winning this battle. Stormfly comes in a lap earlier than predicted on lap 14. He took those medium tyres 9 laps, which isn't bad going. He is 28 seconds clear, which is pretty much a pit stop. We see Fizz Rockers coming through in the AMG. Is he going to stay out and do another lap, or is he going to follow Stormfly in? Be interested to see if Stormfly even has that distance. And we do see Fizz Rockers out. He sees Stormfly in the pits. Is he close enough to take first place, albeit just for a lap? Stormfly in the pits there, so Fizz Rockers will go through into the lead of this race. So it's Fizz in first. Wendigo comes through. He is in 2nd place. We see Stormfly just coming out of the pits now in 3rd. Where is Kevin? Kevin up to 4th place. They were having a battle for 1st and 2nd at one stage. Kevin has a big spin on lap 2. Puts himself way down the order into 13th. And there he is, just up back behind Stormfly again in 4th place in this race. And he is pulling away from Timosius. Timosius has stayed he has stayed out because I think it was Alpha that was racing with him. So Timosius has stayed out. He has a few more laps left in him. Pit window has opened now. A few have already gone in. I think we're going to see 3 or 4 more second stoppers jumping into the pits at the end of lap 15. Timosius won't be one of them, I don't think. He can hang it out till lap 16. Guy, he can hang it out well. I don't know about the tyres. Maybe GR3 can. Or maybe he's going to have to, because of the tyres, go in earlier than he'd like to. Avalon Shadow, he'll stay out without question. We don't even need to ask if this guy's going to stay out. He will take tyres until there is metal showing through them before he'll take them off. If it messes with his strategy, he will not have any of it. He's running currently in 7th place, doing really well with the fuel saving, with that tyre saving, putting himself in a very good position for a top 3 at this stage. Aussie Rooster just behind him, doing quite well as well with tyres and with fuel in that he's not in a Mercedes, is he? He's in the Jaguar. In that Jaguar. Arminist, where are you? There is Arminist, right behind him in the Volkswagen, looking to try and make a move. He is less than half a second back. Not going to make it into this turn here. Aussie Rooster goes straight on. What happened? Did he forget to brake? Just absolutely straight on there. So that puts Arminist through. That puts Wiggy through. And Aussie Rooster drops down to 10th place. Just doesn't put on the anchors at the end of the straight there. Alpha has gone into the pits. He's come out on the mediums. He is in 11th place. Be good to see where Kevin comes out in relation. Audriox, he is in 12th place. Those soft tyres looking very, very ropey already. He has already pit twice. G-Mac on those medium tyres in last place. Really, really crying out for his European Mazda right now. Because that British Jaguar is not doing him any favours around Barcelona. And this is a phenomenal racetrack. Surprised not many people, more people enjoy it. So Kevin into the pits. Who else went in? Kevin went in. Arminist also in. Avalon in. Earlier than I thought he was going to be, actually. He's gone for a little bit of a race. Comes out in 11th place. He is going for a bit of a race. He's looking ahead. Audriox is going to pit soon. Alpha's just come out. He's going to be racing Alpha. He's on soft tyres. Kevin's just come out. He's got that 3-second pit line penalty. Didn't learn from the first one. Got it again. Second time out. I think he's on the way in. I don't think he's getting it on the way out. I think he's getting it on the way in, which is such a pain because you don't realise you picked up a penalty until you've exited. He's 8 seconds back from Aussie in 7th. Aussie we just saw go straight on at that big 180 switchback. There is Aussie there. He is 2 seconds back from Fizruckus. Fizruckus going very slowly. Has he run out of fuel? Oh no, he's just clearly had a problem. But going very, very slowly there at the end of that straight. So Aussie up to 5th place. Can he close down on Wiggy? As we see on lap 16 when D goes in. Timosius is in. Stormfly, obviously, he's still going to be in the lead. We won't know how far in the lead at the moment because the guy in 5th place still got to get through that chicane. So Wendigo, Guy and Timosius all in the pits. Does Wiggy in the R8 take 2nd place at this stage of the race? Wendigo's still in. Timosius still in. Wiggy into 4th place. Aussie Rooster, will he get through? He's in 5th at the moment. He gets through. He's in 3rd. Fizruckus just following him. He's in 4th place. Who's next down the road? Next down the road. Well, it looks like Wendigo's going to get out. Alpha is coming. He's coming. Alpha is going to make it. Alpha up into 6th place. Timosius out of the pits in 7th. And here comes Kevin. Can he make the move into turn 1? He can. Kevin up into 7th place. Timosius can't do better than 8th place after the pit stop. And he's already got Audriox just there behind him. And Avalon Shadow crawling all over the back of him. Like a rash and a cheap whore. Absolutely all over the back of him. Guy is 6 seconds back. Half-second penalty to serve. And GMAC up to 12th place. 2.5 seconds back from Guy. Now, can he close up that gap and capitalise on that half-second penalty? He's got some work to do here. Only a few corners before he's going to be serving that. Arminist GT, 14 seconds back in that Volkswagen. Not proving to be the best choice of car. Now, if nobody else was driving a German car, I would say that looks like a really good choice. But the Porsche, the AMG, even the Audi at the moment are looking very strong. And next week is the double points for German cars. So whatever double bubble he gets with that Volkswagen, he's going to have to do it from a position further up the racetrack. At the moment, not very competitive in that Golf. Not that Golf, that Beetle, sorry. What it is basically, it's a Golf in it. It's a Golf with a bubble on top of it. But then the Audi R8, that's a Golf with a sports car body on it. Skoda, that's a Golf. They're all bloody Golfs. Everything made one Golf. Anyway, moving on. Stormfly in the lead. 30 seconds clear he is now in that Porsche 911. Lovely looking Porsche 911, black and red. GT3. Fizz Ruckus, there he is, second place. Not really looked back since taking second. Has been very comfortable with Fizz in that second place there. Wiggy though, in third, closing well, doing very well on those hard tyres in that Audi R8. We did name it the Buckout Spanners, but for some reason something has happened in this Audi R8 and it's become a much better race car and he's starting to dial it in. They are looking pretty good, Nick, yeah. It has been quite a lot of spins. I think because the pace is so high, Nick, everyone's pushing that little bit harder, and when you push, that's what happens. But yeah, Kevin's not quite dialed in yet, is he? So Aussie in fourth place. Now he started back at the pack, currently sitting in fourth, but the state of those tyres, he will not be getting his deposit back on those. They are going straight into the bin. They are not being recycled into anything. As he goes off the track again, just struggling on those tyres to keep it on the racetrack. In fourth place, 4 seconds back from the top three, and we're going to see him pull into the pits here. So Alpha will go through into fourth place. There we go, Aussie comes around that final turn. He's going to peel off in the chicane. He'll peel off to the right hand side. Alpha will go through. There he goes. Alpha through into fifth place. Timosius will follow him into sixth. There goes Wendigo as well. He'll be in in sixth. There is Kevin in seventh place. Avalon in eighth place. All very close. He is a second behind. Is Kevin making a move there on Wendigo? Kevin drag racing Wendigo up to turn one. He doesn't even need to outbrake him. He's already ahead. He's up to sixth place. Half a second up already almost from Wendigo. Chasing now Timosius in that McLaren. Avalon Shadow now closing on Wendigo. Wendigo in the McLaren. He has got some pressure behind from these German cars. So it is German cars versus British cars out there today. And at the moment the German cars are winning out. Here we go, Wendigo under pressure from Avalon. Avalon looks up the inside. Who's got the traction out of the corner? Very similar. No doings there. Avalon looks up the inside here. Again, just Wendigo holds that position, but can't stave off the fight from Avalon. Can he hold out? And how long can he hold out for? As Avalon looks to make another move. There's certainly going to be an overtaking opportunity coming up soon as they come round this very quick section into the downhill, down towards the big switchback 180. Is Avalon close enough to get him under braking into the 180? Or is he going to follow him through? Just let him get a bit of slipstream. Hold him off. So Wendigo is through. He's still in seventh place. He's got Avalon bearing down on him. And this is the view from Avalon's car. Is he just biding his time? Or is he looking for a mistake? Waiting for Wendigo just to put his tyres on the gravel. Put some tyres on the grass. Spin the back of that British McLaren out. Very close to the back of him again. Gets on the power early. This is a really good opportunity. He's going to be in the slipstream all the way up this straight. There's good acceleration for that McLaren, but the Porsche, much better traction out of the final turn. Can he make a move here up into turn one? Is he just going to... He is. He's just staying in behind, saving a bit of fuel. Now he drops out of that slipstream to the right hand side. And we see him into turn one, under braking. Absolutely melts it through. Holds that position very, very well. But Wendigo is fighting back. How well can he fight back though? He's right up behind him. He's got the inside line, but has he got the traction on that inside line to make it? Avalon just stays ahead in seventh place. Good battling. Wendigo tries to outbrake him into the next turn. Has to back out. Nearly touching. Good racing from these guys. Side by side. Wendigo has to back out of it. And Avalon Shadow retains seventh place. Great overtaking. Out front, no change. Stormfly still 30 seconds almost clear of Fizruckus. Dominating, absolutely dominating this race in that Porsche 911. Fizruckus off the track. He's going to lose a bit of time. He's got Wiggy just under 10 seconds behind. Wiggy getting more out of the Audi R8 than anyone thought was possible. Even Audi themselves are watching this and thinking, what the fuck happened? But there we go. So Wiggy in that M&M's Audi R8 is now 8.6 seconds behind Fizruckus. But at the moment, looking comfortable in the top three. Still got a few laps left. I think we'll start seeing some pit stops probably around lap 22, 23. We are approaching the 10-minute left mark. We're on lap 20. We will be going to somewhere around lap 28. Would be my rough guesstimate. So Alpha, I'd like to say that he's closing down on Wiggy, but at the moment his concern has got to be Kevin and Timosius, both behind him. This battle, ever since Kevin had to spin on lap 2, this battle has been waging on and on and on, and Kevin has made a lot of overtakes in this race. He's going to make another one now on Timosius. He's up into 5th place. He's right in, tucked in behind Alpha. Timosius trying to stick with that battle. But again, the British cars are just watching these German cars with that traction just pull ahead. So at the moment, we've got German, British car. The top 5 are all German built. Wendigo, British. Guy, British car. Avalon is in 9th place in the next German runner. He's got a game plan. His game plan is going to come to fruition soon, because if you look at everyone else's fuel, other than Wendigo and Kevin, a lot of these are going in soon, and the order will change. Stormfly will come in soon. Fizruckus even sooner. Look at the state of those tyres. Can he even make it to the pits? Hardly any fuel, absolutely no rubber. He's going to pull in now. We're going to see Wiggy. I think he's going to stay out. He'll do one more lap. Lap 22 will be when his pit window opens. I think that's the last pit stop we're going to see from most of them. Kevin, he won't go to the end. Those tyres won't allow him to. So he will need to come in and replace those tyres. It will be a very, very ballsy move to try and stay out on tyres that are already that worn. But there we go, the order moves. Wiggy up into 2nd, Kevin up into 3rd. He's got past Alpha, he's got past Timosius, he's got past Wendigo. From last place, he's back up now into the top 3. Not been able to battle with Stormfly. Is there enough time for him to close that gap? Stormfly with the fastest lap, 1:44.1. But current pace is 46.47. Kevin's current pace, flat 45s, 46s. Don't think there's enough time to catch unless Stormfly has a little bit of a wobble. He's 41 seconds clear. That's an entire pit stop. So he can come in, he can change those tyres, and he can fuck off before anyone even knows he's been in. There is Kevin in 2nd. He's got past Wiggy. Wiggy's coming in this lap. He's having to save a bit of fuel just to bring it home. So Kevin up into 2nd place. He's on those really starting to be very worn medium tyres. There is Alpha behind him. And if you thought the tyres on Kevin's car were worn, look at the state of those on Alpha's. Alpha will never be able to hold those tyres together for any length of time. And he's going to start to feel them struggle. Will he jump into the pits this lap and put fresh rubber on that tyre, on those tyres? Stormfly has gone in. Stormfly in the pits. He's going to fuel to the end. He's going to put his tyres on to the end. Kevin going to follow him in? We'll have a look. For me, the sensible approach for him would be stay out. He's got enough of those tyres to put in a couple of decent laps. And we say that, and he's off the track and into the wall. And that has absolutely bollocked any opportunity he has got of getting into that top 3. And he pulls into the pits. Alpha just in ahead of him. Wiggy in, Alpha in, Kevin in. Here is Wendigo. He is coming. He's got fuel to go. He can go to the end of this race, possibly. Can he? 10 minutes? Bit of fuel saving. He can take this to the end. Certainly on those tyres he can. Wendigo up into 2nd place. Playing the long game back there. Here is Guy into the pits. Fizruckus was 2nd. Is he able to get through? Retain anywhere in that top 3? He comes round the final turn. We've got 3, 4 in the pits. He comes through. He's past 1. Where's Alpha? Alpha's coming out. We will see on his left-hand side. Will we see Fizrokas coming through? Fizrokas is not through. He doesn't make it. Alpha in 3rd. Kevin comes out in 4th. This is a straight race. Fizrokas, he's racing to the end. He's on those soft tyres. But how long can he hold them out? There is still 8 minutes left of this race. So about 5 laps left to go. Those tyres that can't do 5 laps at full pace. Certainly not those softs. There is Kevin. He is in behind Alpha. Alpha's gone for the mediums. I think that's a sensible approach. He knows if he can hold track position for any length of time, those tyres are going to come back to him. But Kevin has other ideas. Alpha leaves the door slightly open, and Kevin says, "Thank you very much. I'm coming through like an angry bailiff." And there he is. He is up into 3rd. He's got those soft tyres on. He can start putting down the hammer and using that pace to pull away. Is Alpha going to be able to do anything about it? Remember, he's on the mediums, so he may have a little bit of a charge late on if those tyres go off very quickly for Kevin. But at the moment, he's got 24 seconds to make up on Wendigo. Wendigo's 14 behind Stormfly, not lapping anywhere near the pace of Stormfly. Well, I suppose he was for Stormfly's last few laps, but Stormfly now on those soft tyres, enough fuel to go to the end. He will comfortably, for me, unless he has an error, he will comfortably come home the winner of this race. So he'll have a full 26 points, fastest lap and the win. But Wendigo looking very, very strong for a 2nd place here in that McLaren. So proving the point that actually it's not all about the German cars here today. That Wendigo's really got a good opportunity. 23 seconds clear, 4 laps remaining. Tyres looking a little bit shot, but they are the hards. There's a little bit more wear in those tyres. There is Kevin 77. He is on a charge already. 3.7 seconds clear of Alpha in 4th place. And Alpha is even going to hold on to 4th because Fizrokas is on the back of him, and he is looking to demonstrate the pace he has in that AMG. So at the moment, the fastest man in the AMG is Kevin. Fizrokas does not want to be the 3rd fastest. He is looking to make a move on Alpha, as is Avalon, as is Tamiosis. Wiggy also involved in that battle. He does have a penalty though. So anyone from 8th, 7th, 6th, 5th, all vying for 4th place at the moment. And meanwhile, Kevin disappearing off up the road after Wendigo in 2nd. Moving down the order, Aussie Rooster still in that comfortable 9th place. He's 9 seconds off that battle. He's not going to close that gap anytime soon. Arminis has got off the back of the pack. He's going to the end now. He's got a penalty there. 3 seconds clear though of Guy. Not sure Guy is going to make that distance up. He is on those hard tyres. Guy running the soft. So we never know. The gap's not insurmountable. But he also has a penalty to serve. There's G-Mac. Those tyres are disgusting, my friend. Absolutely disgusting. If you bring those tyres home, I'm giving you an extra point just for having massive, big, dangly brass balls. But I don't think you can do it, mate. So you're going to have to rue the day you said goodbye to your European Mazda. Say hello to your Jag, and I think you're pitting again, my friend. You've got 40 seconds on Audriox. Make it count, because Audriox is on a charge. So what's going on out front? Any change? Alpha still holding 4th place. From at the moment, Avalon. Fizrokas has got around. Not got around. He's gone behind. He's gone behind Avalon. Avalon making that charge now for the top 3. I said he would. Maybe he's making the charge a little bit too late because Kevin is off up the road. But Avalon all over the back of Alpha. He's got round Fizrokas. He's still got him for company, but he's looking to try and get rid of him by shoving Alpha in his way. And he's got the inside line, but not quite the pace there. And as we see them coming around, Fizrokas looking to make a move. There's no move on. Alpha leaves the door open, but Avalon Shadow not close enough. But he is now. He makes the move up the inside. Does get past Alpha. No chance for Alpha to take that position back though. Alpha off the track. Did they touch? Was there contact that puts Alpha off? Or did Alpha just push too hard and lose the back end of that car? Where's Alpha gone? Has Alpha just done a massive baby rage quit? It looks like he has. If they touch, then obviously there will be penalties there. The fact of the matter is, if he touched, the person that touched him knows they touched, and could have given the position back. But the fact that he's disappeared says to me actually there wasn't a touch there, and he's had a massive wheel failure. That would be my assumption. The fact that he disappeared quite so quickly, that there was a massive wheel failure or an internet failure of some sort, and he disappears off out into the ether, shall we say. So where are we going? Stormfly still in the lead. 19 seconds of gap from Wendigo. That gap, Kevin's got that down to 15 seconds already. Are we going to see a charge on for the last lap? It's lap 26. There is only 2 laps remaining. Avalon Shadow now in 4th place. He's got Fizruckus for company. We saw what looked like some sort of error with equipment, and see Fizruckus trying to make a move. Avalon Shadow holds it though, hangs it up there, still he's ahead. And where's he gone? Have we seen another disconnection? It looks to me like we've seen another disconnection from this race. Very, very strange. We've lost 2, one after the other, both in a battle with Avalon Shadow. It did look like it, but then the way that he disappeared, Manvi, straight afterwards, suggests there was some kind of like error with the wheel or something. Because I noticed Avalon had the battle wheel also with Fizruckus, and he seems to have gone. Now I don't know if this is some sort of internet problem or if they've both rage quit. If they rage quit, it's pretty fucking shitty to be fair. But yeah, we'll deal with that. Because at the end of the day, the thing is now, because they've rage quit, they're not going to benefit from any penalties that need to be handed out for if there was a racing infringement. So what they've essentially done is given themselves 0 points and no chance of improving their position, if that's what they've done. But to me, it looked like, certainly from Alpha's perspective, that he had some sort of failure. But maybe he did just rage quit. We'll soon see. Anyway, Wiggy there in 5th place. Is he able to close up that gap? 1.6 to Avalon Shadow. Avalon Shadow not going to close up to the back of Kevin. But Kevin may be closing up to the back of Wendigo. He has put in the fastest lap of the race with a 1:44.1. There's not a lot left on those tyres. Wendigo, he's not got a lot of those hards either, but he's lapping 3 seconds a lap slower. He may just have a big enough cushion. I think the time is going to save him here, because this will be, I think, the last lap of the race for these guys. Stormfly, he's going to go again. He'll get to lap 28 certainly. I don't know if Wendigo will. Audriox there, we see in the distance. Kevin is 10 seconds back. And we just see, let's just put up Fizruckus. We don't know whether he had a disconnection or what happened there. We'll find out sooner or later. Avalon Shadow in 4th place. Wiggy behind him. Wiggy putting him under significant pressure. The tyres on Avalon's car, very, very ropey. Wiggy sailing past him. Will he be able to make it stick? They're both struggling for tyres. They're both struggling for grip. And they're both struggling for fuel. Can they make it to the end of this race? But the question is, in what order can they make it to the end of this race? So Stormfly wins in 1st place. He obviously slowed down, finished on that lap. Wendigo in 2nd. Kevin comes across in 3rd. Avalon and Wiggy fighting it out to the very last corner. Overtaking is not permitted. So whatever happens, this can't change, because we are under yellow flag conditions. Avalon is through into 4th place. He takes 4th. Wiggy takes 5th. Timosius home in 6th place. Aussie Rooster made it up to 7th with the disconnection of both Fizz and Alpha. Aussie Rooster in 7th place. And Guy home in 8th. Is Guy going to take him on the line? Although overtaking not permitted, because someone is broken down at the side of the road. GMAC in 10th. Audriox 11th. We'll see Arminis coming home in 9th place. And bringing up the rear is Audriox in 11th. So there we go. That is your final order. Your top 3. Stormfly, dominant all day. Absolutely uncatchable. Wendigo, good 2nd place from him. Held on from Kevin 77, but Kevin's got to get driver of the day. Span on lap 2 was bang, absolutely last place. plumb last on the racetrack, some way back, fought his way through like a demon. So many overtakes to get back up into the top 3. We saw a great battle between Avalon and Alpha and Fizrocus, and we saw Fizrocus, we saw Avalon battling with Alpha. Alpha goes off the track. Some questions to whether they touched. We'll have a look at that after the race in the stewards room. That'll certainly be looked at. But it then looked immediately like he disconnected. So we'll have a good look on that later. So as quickly as we started, we are over. That is round 3 of the European Open GR3. Done and dusted. Congratulations to Stormfly. You are the winner. You get pole position. But fastest lap goes to Kevin77, who's my driver of the day. Absolutely phenomenal driving. Despite the spins and the spills, we've had another fabulous race. So there we go. That's it all over. We will be back tomorrow for the Renault Megane Cup. Hope you all join us for that. Thanks for joining me this evening, everyone. Your input has been very welcome. We will have a look at the after race replays, saving that replay right now, see if there's anything that needs looking at. And I've been Adam Pirate. This has been Black Flag Racing TV, and it's been emotional.